Hello everyone, welcome to Talking Reds, and this is a special episode dedicated to a player that deserves a dedicated episode to him, and the recent criticism I've been hearing of him is something that I'm absolutely disgusted with, if I'm honest. Last week we saw the international break, and when the international break comes around, we hear whispers and talk from rival fans, we hear talk from media, we hear nonsense talk basically to maybe go over the air of international break and try make them sort of get clickbaity over the international break whilst there's no real football on. Anyway, Troy Matthew Deeney, Mr. Watford, the guy that's known for talking a lot of crap, has gone again talking a lot of crap. This guy last week decided to say Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king, the record-breaking Premier League world-class player, is not world-class. Let's break that down. Why is this guy not world-class? Where is Troy Deeney getting this from? Is this bitterness? Is this because he didn't take his career past Watford? Before we do go on to our thoughts on Mohamed Salah, Patricio, before we do go on our thoughts, let's go through his records. Let's go through what Mohamed Salah is. Yep. Since joining Liverpool, obviously he broke the Premier League goal scoring record when he joined Liverpool in his first season. He's got 11 Premier League records. He's won the Puskas Award winner for his goal against Everton. He's got 165 goals and 75 assists in 274 apps. Bearing in mind, Troy Matthew Deeney only got 141 goals in 389 apps at Watford, including Championship appearances as well in that. So he's won the Golden Boot 3 times. He's the first Liverpool player in the 131 years of the club to get 20 plus goals in 7 seasons consecutively. It's going to be 8 seasons this time. He's got 12 consecutive games of 10 plus goals. 12 plus games consecutively of getting a goal or assist. He's the first Premier League player in history to get 10 goals and 10 assists in 3 consecutive seasons too. Going to be 4. Technically it's 4 now because he's got 10 and 10 this time.
Yeah.
Before we do go on to talk about Salah specifically, what do you define world class as?
Someone who's sort of consistent with it and able to sort of outclass players on the pitch to show that why they're better than others, why they stand out, whether it be technical ability, through the hard work that they show as well. That's what stood out Messi and Ronaldo and Salah as well. And players like that, players who are willing to go above and beyond, even when they're sort of moved around from teams where they weren't as good at,
You said an absolute key word there, Patricia, though, the consistency. And the word define, I think world class these days, right, is thrown around too easily.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer, world class. Yeah, he's got potential to be world class. Bukayo Saka, world class. For me, world class, you've got to be consistently performing, not only in just the Premier League, but for me, in the entire European stage and sometimes international stage. I'm not going to put too much on international, but European and national and domestic level. When you are consistent, putting up high performances in every single, not every single week, but consistent seasons, not just one season, doing it one season. That for me is world class, and from my personal point of view, it takes a lot for me to say someone's world class. And when people say like, "Oh, Bukayo Saka's world class, Cole Palmer's world class," not yet, and they can be world class. I think they're just beneath the world class bracket. Like if Saka, for example, started doing it in Champions League a bit more often, did it against PSG last year, this season, and they did it against Bayern Munich in the home game last season. But if he does it more consistently in Champions League, and same with Cole Palmer, if he starts playing in Champions League next season and starts doing it consistently in Champions League, then I would happily say the world class. But Mohamed Salah's been doing this for 7-8 seasons now.
Yeah.
And he's got better and better and better. And this season he's even gone to another level. It seems like he's got another level in terms of creativity, not just goals. He's adding more assists to his game. He's adding more to his game in terms of not just taking players on. He's cutting inside. His outside of the foot passings added to the game as well. he's becoming more of a rounded player. But so Mohamed Salah, let's be absolutely clear here, Troy, Matthew Deeney. Let's be absolutely clear here. Mohamed Salah is a definition of world class. Yes, at times he cannot be amazing to look on the ball. He's not a Ronaldinho, for example. But if you watch him, if you see how defenders have to play against him, they have to man-mark him or they have to double up on him. When a team has to think outside, how do we stop this guy? Before anything that any of their instructions. When I had Cecil on the podcast for on the preview for the Arsenal game, he said we need to stop Salah. When we've got opposition rivals thinking about that first, trust me, you're talking world class. When we come up the likes against Aguero, for example, I was like scared of Aguero, scared of playing against Drogba. That's world class. When you're scared of playing against these team players and you want him to stop them first before your tactics, and that's world class. Mohamed Salah, not just numbers wise, but performance wise, absolutely world class. Do you carry on from that?
Yeah, no, 100%. He shows it in like he tries to work hard, and you can see it as well consistently. He's, like you said, he's been doing 7-8 seasons. He's only proven why he deserves to be a first-team player and why he deserves to play for Liverpool. Obviously, when he was at Chelsea, didn't shine through as great. Then went through to Roma, and when we picked him up as well, you can see there was a player there. I mean, people to begin with were a bit hesitant. I know when Salah was coming over, but then when he was here breaking records, he has shown why he's world class, why he's the definition of it. And players like that, like he's 32 now as well. He's showing that he still has some more in him. He still has that physical ability. Like his body's ripped and everything. He just puts in the hard work.
The disrespect for Mohamed Salah, honestly, there's so many disrespected players in Premier League. I think Gerrard's one of the most disrespected players in Premier League history, just because the conversations. He shouldn't be in conversations with some players that he should be in. But Mohamed Salah, the disrespect this guy gets, for me, I don't want to go deep in terms of the racist sort of connotations of it all, but it can be seen as that if, when he's missing out on certain awards or he's missing out on like the Ballon d'Or, for example, he wasn't even in the top 30 this time. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
He don't get the praise he absolutely deserves. I mean, for me, when I look at Steven Gerrard, right, I think as a Liverpool fan, like growing up on this guy, I thought no one's ever going to surpass this guy in terms of my mind of who's my favourite ever Liverpool player or who's the best Liverpool player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Mohamed Salah, this is the best respect I can give Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is that close to him. And he could either argue either side of him. And that's how much respect I have for Mohamed Salah. And that's, for me to put him up there with Gerrard, alongside Gerrard, that's a lot.
Yeah, and you can see he's done it through like club and country as well. He shows up for Egypt as well. He's not just a one-show pony. He's like, where I can see maybe Saka and Palmer needing that sort of to become world class is when they can start doing it for country as well. And to be fair,
European
success as well, of course. Yeah, show and prove why they deserve that status. With the team, and you got to think about the team that Salah came into as well, wasn't perfect. We didn't have like an amazing squad, and to then go and do what he's done as well, to break the records he's broken, it's just it's insane when you think about it. Of like he's close, and I know this annoys people because I've had conversations with friends recently that his stats are close to Thierry Henry's, and he might even surpass in less games his stats, which is mental to say. I think he's already beaten him on assists, getting close there with the goals, and in a less amount of games. So for people to say Salah's nowhere near Henry, I think it's crazy to me.
Right, going on that then, Patricio. Henry, I'll still admit that Henry is probably the greatest Premier League player I've ever seen. And I would put personally Gerrard behind him. Where's Salah now on that list?
You got to think of in terms of like what they've done for their club. Like what Salah's done for us is won us a Premier League title, alongside the team that obviously got us it. But like the thing I have with Gerrard as well is there was no title won like There was the Champions League one, obviously, but no title one. So it was just in terms that I wasn't old enough to see Gerrard through, and I wish I could have, to be honest. I really wish I started watching football back then. But seeing Salah, like how he is back, especially back in sort of 2018, 2019, just amazing player. I really wish I could see that in him now. Like, go back 7 years and the player he was, mental.
Yeah, and see the
prime Salah again.
Like how Salah's just evolved into the player he is now. My complete player. I mean, obviously you're not old enough to see proper prime Gerrard, but prime Gerrard for me was probably the most complete player I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking like this guy could play right back and get man of match. He could play centre back, get man of match. Could play up front, get a man of match. We talk about players. I mean, he played on the wing for England at times. I got man of matches for England many times.
And it makes me laugh as well. It makes me laugh when I speak to people and they're saying that Gerrard's nowhere near Lampard level, and that throws me off a bit. I don't.
That conversation, right? Listen to how professionals play. The people that have played against these people are even on the same pitch as them.
Yeah.
Listen to how they talk about Gerrard and Lampard. It's not in the conversation. Not in the conversation. You know, Mark Richards said it right where he says that if you put Gerrard in Chelsea team, it'd get what Lampard did in the same role and did that. But Lampard had goals and he had a good passing range, but Gerrard did everything. And this is what I'm saying about Mohamed Salah. Going back to Mohamed Salah, like this, the fact that I see Gerrard as that Gerrard is my guy. Like, I want to be like you on the pitch. This is that ultimate player.
Yeah.
For me to have Salah in that conversation with Gerrard shows to me how much I rate Salah, and it takes a lot. Like, for me, again, I'm not old enough to see Kenny Dalglish, but I know for a fact people that did watch that Kenny Dalglish will put Salah above him now. And Kenny Dalglish, the talk I hear about Kenny Dalglish from my dad and my older family, what a player! And again, Salah's there now, and regarding the best players in Premier League history, he's got to be top 5. He's got to be top 5 now.
Has to be, yeah, for sure. The fact that we're even talking about him getting to those stats that he will be on level or potentially beat Henry is mental. So, and he still has more years in the Prem with him. Obviously,
don't say it yet. Do not say anything yet. We don't know if he has more years.
We don't know more years. We don't know. So yeah, but it'll fall as well. But yeah, so he definitely has it in him. He's not like no one's going to be perfect. No one ever is perfect, but you can see he picks himself back up again, is willing to do better, especially like if he gets dragged off the pitch because he's just not performing or you can see he's tired. The next game, he'll try and do more, try and score, try and prove why he deserves that right wing spot, and it's his.
The thing is, with Salah, right, he's a big game player as well, and this is one of the things that defines me for like, are you going to step up in these big games? Like Gerrard was the ultimate big game player, like in the Champions League final when his team were down against a world class team, like world class players all across the pitch. He was the one that picked he got the goal back, and the one that picked the team up. FA Cup final the year after, where it literally is that final named after him because he's literally carried the team again. Big games, he performed in Man United games, he performed in everything, in derbies. Salah does the exact same thing.
100%.
Go back to Manchester United. No one scored more goals against Manchester United than Mohamed Salah. This guy's made Old Trafford. I know they're not the Man United of 90s, not Man United of 2000s, but Man United Liverpool, no matter what team these guys have got, is always a game which you can't take lightly. Even when we had terrible teams back in the day, we still turned up against Man United. We had David Ngo score, to make it 2-0 against Man United. We beat them 4-1 in their own in their own backyard, with basically Torres, Gerrard, Mascherano, Alonso.
Yeah,
but not much around them really. But Carragher, Desena scored, Aurelio scored. So these games, like Man United games, the Champions League, big Champions League games, Mohamed Salah's performed in them. He's performed against Man City. That wonder goal scored against Man City a few seasons ago, where he's down the defenders.
Or he spanned the defenders.
He did that, and he did it again. He did it again. Where it was long ball over the top from Alisson Becker, where he spanned the defender, and he's doing it in
Diaz as well.
He's done it. He's done it in these Champions League games as well against Roma in the Champions League when we got to the final the first time. obviously missed the final because of Ramos taking him down, but he's done it consistently in big games, not just these small games where he will do anyway. These big games, and when we've needed him the most, he's the one that's carried us. Even right now, against Brighton, against Arsenal, these big games where we needed a goal out of someone, he's come up trumps with the goal and saved us.
But it's also shown that he's getting in his older age. He knows that goal scorer he's still prolific in it, but he knows that it might be his time to sort of pass on a bit more. And you can see it in matches. His footballing IQ, when he knows where to be on the pitch to receive a pass, to make a good run across players so he's onside. It's just that footballing IQ that he has. You can see it in some players, like Rafael Leao has that sort of IQ as well, where he just knows, like Haaland as well. It's these poachers that know how to score.
He's, like I said, I just said it there, where he's become more of a complete player in recent years.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that now. We saw it last year, I think, under Klopp a little bit, where he added more assists to his game and more creativity to his game. But now under Slot, he's seemed to have gone to another level in terms of being a complete player. And obviously, when we bought him, he was mainly the guy that was on the end of stuff, getting the goals. Firmino being the creative one, allowing Mane and Salah to run on beyond him and get the goals. And it was just a goal scorer that could take people on and cut inside at times. But now he's been literally part of every single move. I've said it on here before. He's become more of a
build-up player.
He's a build-up player, but still getting the goals. He's adding the Firmino sort of things where he's getting the creativity and the final passes out, but he's also still getting his goals as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and even though players know he wants his left foot, he still manages to wrap it in the top ends.
It reminds me of you wouldn't have watched Iron Robin then, would you? Back in his day, where he used to cut inside. Everyone knew Iron Robin used to cut inside all the time. They knew what he was going to do, no matter what, but he couldn't stop him without doing it. He couldn't stop him. He did it at Chelsea, did it at Bayern when he did it at Real Madrid as well. He couldn't stop it happening, and the same with Salah. You can't stop it happening. You know what Salah's going to do sometimes, but I think he's got more to it. Like where Salah sometimes does cut inside, but sometimes he drags it back, and with his drop of his shoulder, something like that, he'll come back on the outside. He's got crosses in him. He's got everything in him. Do you think Mohamed Salah, no matter what happens with Liverpool at the end of the season, I don't want to talk about him leaving because it's a strong possibility now. Do you think it'll be one of them cases where once he's gone, he'll start getting his P's?
I think he's still in the mindset. Personally, at the moment, I think he still wants to break records. He still has it in him to want to. Well, I don't know what he's thinking, but you can see that he wants to work hard and wants to break more records in the Premier League and have a legacy for sure. I think he's still, even after he's possibly 36, 37, like the sort of Ronaldo level and age, he has that chance to then go to Saudi, go to wherever and make money then and think about, I'm going to retire and just do the last few years in football. I think now he's still more than capable of doing what he's doing day in, day out for Liverpool and making sure that we win the league and stuff, get these trophies. He's hungry for more. You can see it in him. He's not drained or anything. I think over time, possibly with whatever's happening with Salah, if he continues with us, we can start seeing him maybe phase out a little bit more, introduce other players. But that's just a part of football. That's nothing to do with him. And then when he does go off, he then can make big money somewhere else. I don't think that's his focus right now.
And our question, and again, you don't see Gerrard in prime, but our question this is, because for me, he's still behind Gerrard in terms of the best players. I think if Gerrard had this team, I think he would have even got even more trophies, and that's not against Salah. I just think Gerrard was something else. And like if I put Salah back, if you swap the players completely, Gerrard in this team, Salah in that team, I don't think would have won what we won. Wouldn't have won Champions League, wouldn't have won the FA Cup. He might have got more goals and won more games in the Premier League and things like that, but it's just Gerrard in those moments we needed him more so than anyone. But what does Salah have to do to surpass Gerrard? If I was to say that.
See, for me, like I would have liked to have seen Gerrard in his prime.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, and not being able to see Gerrard in his prime and having seen Salah do what he's done, it's a bit difficult for me.
You're on the you sort of seen from a different view because you haven't seen Gerrard live. You know what I'm saying, live in his prime, like. But for me, for what Salah has to do now is just keep doing what he's doing now this season, especially keep getting the goals, keep getting assists. I want to say take us to more trophies, but I don't see trophies as a thing. It takes legacy. It makes legacies better, but doesn't make the player better. This is why, like the conversation with Gerrard against Scholes, Gerrard against Lampard. Rivals put trophies up. Oh, well, he didn't win this, didn't win this. That's more of a legacy for me. Trophies are more a legacy, and records are more of a legacy. But player for player, Gerrard is a better player. I don't think Salah will ever be a better player, but I think he can leave a better legacy at Liverpool.
Yeah, just to put in perspective what you said there, Kingsley Coman, I think he's got I might be wrong here, but it's like
he's won the league every
9.
time he started the team.
Yeah. But that's nothing on the player. That's nothing on it. That could be the team around him.
Yeah.
Whereas Salah's done something with the team.
Yeah.
Like, he's been the main man and been the focus point. So it just shows. That's sort of my view.
For me, I don't think he'll ever be a better player than Gerrard. Like in terms of you're saying now, as the best Liverpool player ever, but he will definitely have a better legacy, especially with Premier League records. If he wins Premier League again or Champions League or something like that, definitely leave a better legacy and possibly sneak on the same par as Gerrard for me. I think Gerrard was just the complete player. I'm hoping Salah signs. We're all fingers crossed that Salah signs. It's not looking good, but whatever happens with Mohamed Salah, whether he goes or not, we've got to thank him as Liverpool fans for being Mohamed Salah and being literally a breath of fresh air that we needed in the time that we needed it, and probably the major reason why we started to win again. Of the young Klopp, but in terms of players, Van Dijk was a big signing, Fabinho was a big signing, Alisson Becker was a big signing, Mane was a first signing, a big signing. But Mohamed Salah's consistency and ability to play in these games every single year and show up every single year is why he's like the best thing that's happened to us in the last 10 years.
100%.
Alongside Jurgen Klopp. But in terms of players, it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to us in the last 10 years. So Mohamed Salah, Egyptian king, is world class. No matter what rivals say, what Mr. Deeney says, Mohamed Salah is world class. Thank you everyone for joining us on this special video about Mohamed Salah. Let us know your thoughts. Is Mohamed Salah world class? What is world class for you? And where does Mohamed Salah stand on legacy in terms of Liverpool? Is he above Gerrard? Is he par Gerrard? Is he still behind Gerrard in terms of Liverpool greats? Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, notification bells on. Thank you everyone for watching, and